Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, don't forget to join my new Discord server called Luke 10's Hangar. I plan on joining weekly, so if anybody wants to fly together, we can make that happen. My Discord server is linked down in the description below. Today I'll be flying the Grumman F8F-1 Bearcat. The F8F Bearcat was a carrier-based fighter aircraft developed by Grumman Aircraft Engineering Corporation during World War II. The Bearcat aimed for speed, maneuverability, and a powerful armament. The F8F-1 Bearcat's armament consists of four 50 caliber M2 Browning machine guns. The design incorporated features from the Grumman's previous fighters, including the F4F Wildcat and the F6F Hellcat. The first prototype of the Bearcat flew on August 21, 1944. The Bearcat was notable for its short field takeoff and landing capabilities, making it ideal for carrier operations. The F8F was powered by the Pratt & Whitney R2834W, a robust and powerful radial engine that contributed to its impressive performance. It boasted a top speed of around 420 miles per hour, that's 675 kilometers an hour. The F8F-1 variant had options for additional weaponry such as the two gun pods. I don't recommend you fly with them equipped. They really hinder the performance of the Bearcat. Although the Bearcat was introduced too late to see combat in World War II. It entered service in 1945. The Bearcat was more widely used in the post-war period, serving in the Korean War and in various naval reserves. 1,265 units were produced, making it one of the last piston-engine fighters built for the U.S. Navy. The F8F Bearcat had several speed records and was celebrated for its agility and performance during air shows and competitions. The aircraft was retired in 1952 as jet fighters began to dominate military aviation. The F8F Bearcat is remembered for its remarkable design and performance, representing the accumulation of piston-engine fighter development during an era rapidly transitioning to jet power. Its unique blend of speed, power, and handling remains appreciated by aviation enthusiasts and historians today. That's all for the history lesson. I hope you enjoy the combat. Right now I'm just trying to climb as high as I can so I can boom and zoom some people. Now this Bearcat's the one that got moved down from 5.0 to 4.7 and I really don't agree with that. This aircraft has incredible performance. It's extremely fast, it climbs extremely well, and it can hang very well with the flaps down at low air speeds. One of the bad things about flying this aircraft is that you get paired with America, and American teams really do suck most of the time. But if you actually have competent teammates, or at least just one competent teammate, you can get a ton done in these aircraft. Thankfully, I'm actually paired up with a competent teammate. Bananaman 2000, also known as Mark, is behind me in the P-51 helping me out. Mark is a viewer of my channel. If you want to be in a video, all you have to do is just join my Discord server. The link is down in the description below. Since both of us are above all the enemies, we're going to dive on these two enemies below us. Now you have to remember in the Bearcat, even though it's extremely fast, it's extremely hard to control at these super high speeds. I hit the P-63 here, but overall just have some pretty bad aim, but that's okay, I'm just going to come back around for another pass. That's what's so great about boom and zooming. You have all this speed and energy when you dive, and then you just climb back up to altitude if you miss your shots. Thankfully this P-63 follows me up. Now all I have to do is just energy trap this guy, but thankfully I have a really competent teammate on my team, so I just tell him, oh look, there's a free kill, and then he comes to get it. This is what's so great about just having at least one teammate for coordination. You can get so many things done. Mark is able to hit the P-63 a ton, and then I'm just going to dive back down to kill him. As I get closer to the P-63, I fire at him here, rip his flap off, and take him out. Now after that kill, I'm just going to climb back up to altitude, and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Thankfully, since I'm constantly looking around me, I was able to spot the LA-7 and call Mark for help. I start my climb away from the LA-7 because I know I can absolutely outclimb him, and then I look to my right and see a Yak 9. That's okay though. The Yak 9's not coming in for me, he's going in for my Corsair. Unfortunately, I'm not able to help the Corsair because this LA-7's coming in for me. Mark and the LA-7 exchange some bullets, but ultimately Mark dives away, which is the smart option. I see it so many times where so many people will just commit to the head-on. It's so 50-50, it's not smart. Of course, it depends what aircraft you're flying, but in this scenario, I would not do that. They were both entirely too close to each other to make that go on for any longer. The LA-7 starts turning in towards me, I fire at him here, he dives away. As we both merge with each other, I'm going to dump my combat flap so I can tighten up my turn and not overshoot. I'm also going to be playing with my power for the entire dogfight. I see it so many times where people will just leave their power to full for the entire dogfight. It's not smart. You also have to remember that you have other tools to win a dogfight. For example, you have flaps. Flaps create drag, but they also create lift. As you can see here, I'm playing with my flaps. I don't need to dump them here, but you absolutely can if you're trying to kill the enemy as quick as possible, which I'm trying to do. And then right here I'm going to raise my landing flaps because I don't want to lose all my energy in the vertical. Like I said earlier, this aircraft hangs very well with its flaps down, but I'm not trying to hang right now. I'm trying to kill this guy as quick as I can. He goes into a very predictable spiral and I take him out there. Now I see a Yak 9 well below me, I'm going to start to dive on him. As I'm in the dive, I'm going to look all around me, being aware of all my surroundings. As I get behind this guy, I'm also always looking at my airspeed. If you're too fast, the Bearcat will not respond to your micro adjustments. Thankfully this Yak-19 makes it a whole lot easier for me and just pitches up and down. And then just like that I get the kill and my wingman's right behind me. Now that's what I call good coordination, and just like I said before, if you just have a little bit of coordination on American teams, or just any team in general, you can win. And then immediately after that kill I'm going to climb back up to altitude and I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. I've had my eye on this Key 100 for a while now. I'm going to get a little bit closer to this Key 100 before I start making any moves. And then as you can see I'm always looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings. Even if you don't think that there's anybody above you, you should still absolutely check. Everybody, in my opinion, should make that a habit. And then once again, I'm always going to be looking around me, being aware of all my surroundings before I dive on this guy. I cannot harp on that enough. All I need to do is just boom and zoom him. I'm not going to be the average War Thunder American fighter pilot. I'm not going to turn fight everything. You should also keep in mind, if you see a Japanese aircraft, try not to turn fight it. Most Japanese aircraft are paper airplanes and can outturn literally everything. So once again, all you need to do is just boom and zoom. No matter if you're just flying out solo or if you have a couple teammates with you. If you haven't already tried boom and zooming, I highly recommend it. It will improve your gameplay so much. But of course, you have to know when to boom and zoom and when not to. This is when knowing how your aircraft flies and how the enemy aircraft around you flies comes in handy. What I mainly look for in boom and zooming is the energy state. If you see that your enemy is struggling to climb up to you and just has very little energy, by all means boom and zoom him, but of course look around you, being aware of all your surroundings. A lot of people will just follow you up no matter what because they don't know any better. But of course, judging how much energy somebody has comes with time. And as you just saw, Mark was able to kill the Key 100 by just boom and zooming and using the American power. Thankfully we're about to win on tickets, so all I have to do is just kill this last enemy AI aircraft. Fire at him there. And just like that we were able to win the game. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If anybody has any suggestions on what aircraft they want me to fly next, please leave it in the comment section down below and I'd be happy to fly that aircraft.